Jacob Barzee.
I'm Joni.
One of the reasons we chose the Sego home was we felt like there's lots of space that can be used better. We didn't particularly want a yard, so we started looking at townhomes, and when we looked at townhomes, they had a couple of features that seemed really interesting to us. We particularly liked the floor plans, excellent layout, and incredible use of space. One of the things that surprised us is when we moved in, we didn't find any place that was a linen closet because they had used the space so well. Normally linen closets are used as like a, we don't know what to do with this space, but the layout is so well done and you have so much open space. We really like that.
Yeah, I've also, on top of the layout, I've also loved the windows. So every Sego home that I have seen has massive windows, which makes for great lighting for photography and for all of our plants, and just generally mood and mental health.
We also liked the elevator installation that they installed between units. We have lived here for more than a year and we've heard our neighbors exactly once, and they claim to have never heard us at all. So,
and we're loud.
We're exceptionally happy with that. And I think last but not least, there's a general build quality that kind of permeated the entire experience. A good example of this is, there's something I would have never noticed, but Sego caught that one of their subcontractors had accidentally dented the dryer vent when they installed it. And it's something that I don't think would have ever been caught by another builder that I would have worked with. And they worked to make sure it got replaced so as to make the house safe. And I think the thing that pulled us here the most was the intelligent design in the community. There's really something to be said about like having a master plan as the community is built out. A lot of things feel intentional. Like it's subtle, but the parks here don't have a curfew. And it's sort of the way that people intend to live in this area. It kind of permeates the culture, and I think we experience it in all sorts of little things, from like those parks all the way to like really nice neighbors.
Yeah, it promotes a healthy lifestyle. Like living in Daybreak naturally draws you outside. It draws you to your neighbors. So like community just happens. It's not something that you have to manufacture. So that feels really nice. We also ended up right by the tracks line, so we're still connected to downtown. And I also really like the income diversity in Daybreak. So you are connected to a lot of different kinds of people, and I think that that is unique to pretty much any other neighborhood.
Beyond that, we were 100% against an HOA too before we looked at our first house. And we started looking at this HOA in particular and seeing the things that we got for our bill and the things we were already paying for in life. Of course, the pandemic has changed things, but now, or before the pandemic, when we intended to use the gym, between that and the high-speed internet, we were already saving money just by paying the HOA fee. So that was a pretty easy sell, because now we get all sorts of other things on top of it. Like we routinely will go to the lake and use the kayaks. We've learned to sail at the lake. We love the parks. It's well worth it for us. Oh, and we don't have to care for a yard because of the sub-HOA that we live in. That is awesome. We really like the subtle modern feel. Straight lines, large open spaces. Like this layout that we picked because you can see from the front to the back of the unit and everywhere in between. It's really good for like feeling like a community with anyone you live with or who you have over. It feels very social. We like that feeling.
I particularly love our top floor. So we have, and it's worked out in our favor with COVID. We have an office space, we have a gym, we have an outdoor area. So the top floor has been kind of a lifesaver.
It's become a real oasis during the pandemic. We definitely are happy that we had the home before it all hit, because now we can routinely come back here comfortably. It's been a while since we did all our decisions in the like
features and
the features and upgrades meeting. But one of the things that I think I've really appreciated is how many things were routinely above average already in that meeting, or the options were above anything that anyone offers. For example, we really wanted LVT. It's the kind of flooring that like is very tolerant of water. And as far as we can see, after this, a lot of our other friends who have gone with other builders haven't found that anywhere else. And that sort of experience persisted everywhere, where we were able to find something of higher quality on average, and if we wanted to upgrade even beyond that. So I think all of the people that we worked with, this is subtle, but every one of them was competent, and like that can make a home buying experience a lot more pleasurable. Like you send a message, they read the whole message before they respond. I know it sounds silly, but like sometimes that's a really undervalued like quality, and we routinely found that people were responsive and would understand what you wanted or were asking for,
and could answer very detailed questions. So we have friends who are buying a building with another builder, and they said their selections meeting was kind of challenging because when they asked a question, their selections person didn't know the difference between two different things. Where we worked with Perry, and he knew every single thing we asked. He also had like his own personal recommendation, so sometimes that's helpful. It didn't feel like pushy or salesy. So he would give us the facts and then say, personally, my preference is this because of, and that was really helpful.
It was nice to have him differentiate where his preference lied versus where like the limitations of the building products were. I think we had that same experience once we moved on from Perry too, and when we were in the process of construction. Like working with Dallin and Derek were both very easy. Sending them a text was pretty much all I had to do when I wanted something changed or wanted something confirmed, and occasionally we would have questions. They routinely had good answers, and in general it was smooth and easy.
I think one of the main things we noticed is working with Desi, working with Perry, Dallin, I mean every single person we worked with was very trustworthy. We didn't feel like we were getting pushed around or that we were getting kind of a false or like inflated answer. Everything that they said was very straightforward and honest, and that made it really easy to come to them with questions or problems or anything because they were willing to resolve it pretty quickly.